Hey everyone, welcome back to another video with Truck A. Today I'll be showing you how to set up the PodTech PodIFE. If you have any questions, feel free to contact PodTech support. I'll have their invite in the description. So before we set up the PodIFE, let's first retrieve the PodIFE from PodTech, as the PodIFE had a update on their loader. To get the file, make sure you run retrieve PodIFE and make sure your DMs are open. Once you've done that, go to Pod's DMs and you'll get the file. Go ahead and download the file and then let's head to Studio. Alright, we're in Studio. Let's drag our PodIFE into our game via our downloads with the PodIFE systems. As you can see, we inserted our PodIFE and it looks very beautiful. As the time I'm recording the video, the PodIFE staff panel has not been released yet, which will be announced in PodTech once it has been released. So that won't be working. So first off, let's publish our game. Make sure you own, or your group that you own, owns the game, because if you don't own the PodIFE, you must own it. PodTech has a whitelist in their products, which if you do not own the whitelist, but you own the game, it will not work. So as you saw in the beginning, I was able to retrieve the product, so I do own it. So you do not have to you can name your game whatever you want. I'm just going to name it PodIFE since I'm not going to use it as an airport. Once you've done that, make sure you turn on HTTP requests. So to do that, let's go to Home, Game Settings, Security, and make sure this is checked. Then click Save. If you don't check that, it will not be able to contact the whitelist server, which, if it doesn't, it'll just delete the PodIFEs. So let's continue on with the setup. Alright, for setting up the PodIFE, we are here with my airline's old, beautiful ARJ, I believe that's what it was called, Embraer. Anyways, if you want to join that, I'll leave it in the description as well. Anyways, we will be continuing on with the setup. So when you insert the PodIFE system, let's go to Server Script Storage, and here you'll see a Loader and PodIFE settings. So what you want to do is click on Loader, you're going to click on Parent, and then you're going to go to Server Script Storage, and then you're going to click Server Script Storage, and then the loader's going to be here. Another way to do this is, let's put it back in Server Script Storage. You can also drag it into Server Script Storage. You don't have to do one or the other. It's easier. For me, honestly, it's easier if you do it by clicking Parent. So once you've done that, you want to go to PodIFE Settings, and this is where you'll set up your product. Here, you'll be putting your group ID, which mine is this ID, and I want my ranking 8 or higher. So let's remove that 0. So when you put group rank, that means the people that are able to access it. So let's go to my Roblox group. So here we are in my beautiful Roblox's group page, as you can see. This is where we have our roles. So by rank ID, you're going to go to the role you want. I really prefer flight or lower, like MR or HR, to do so, because the people, once the PodIFE staff panel is out, are going to be able to control the information of your PodIFE. So here we can see that my MR rank is 10, so let's not choose 8 and let's replace it with 10. So let's head back to Studio and do so. Alright, so here I am in beautiful Studio. Sorry for if my mouse didn't appear, and I really hope my editing helped you find wherever everything was. But anyways, let's change this to 10. Now, with our shirt and pants, I'm going to show you an image where this is going to take place. So here's the intro or welcome screen of the PodIFE. As you can see, there's a PodIFE person there, a man, and that's wearing a shirt and pants. Now, how we're going to do this is I encourage you, please listen to this step. This is not the ID that you get from the catalog. This is your template ID. So what you are going to do So if you want to get your template ID, so what I suggest is you're gonna insert someone. So let's just put person. Okay, here we go. Let's insert this normal person. As you can see, they have clothes and everything. So let's go to Roblox catalog, and I'm just gonna choose a random clothing because I don't have any uniforms for my airline yet. So here we are in the beautiful Roblox catalog. So let's just say this is my cabin crew uniform, or your cabin crew uniform, and this is my cabin crew pants. So what we're gonna do is copy the ID from the catalog. So we're gonna right click and click copy. We're gonna head back to studio. And here's our beautiful man. Let's call him Jeff, shall we? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up Jeff. Let's give him his beautiful name. So first we're gonna paste the ID in shirt. So as you can see, this is the ID. Once you paste it in, so let's click out of here and come back. He's gonna have a different ID. This is his template ID. So what we're gonna do is copy this ID now, and then we're gonna head back to our PodIFE settings, which is under the loader. And then we're gonna give him his beautiful shirt. Now we're gonna go back to Chrome or whatever website or browser you're using. I'm gonna close out of my airlines pilot. Shirt. Now I'm gonna go to my airlines pilot pants, copy its ID from the catalog, and do the same. But this time we're gonna do with the pants. We're gonna paste in pants template. We're gonna click out, click back in, and voila, new beautiful ID. So we're gonna copy that. And we're gonna say bye-bye to Jeff. I am so sorry, Jeff, but you're being deleted out of humanity as we do not need you anymore. Anyways, we're gonna go back to the PodIFE settings. And we're gonna paste it inside of shirts. And pants, sorry. And voila, he has his shirt and pants. Now, sadly, there isn't any way to change the character's avatar other than shirts and pants. So it's just gonna be this handsome male. Alright, now let's continue on with the next step. Alright, next off, we're gonna put this IFE in our beautiful sadly interiorless aircraft. So let's go back to our PodIFE. And you're not gonna need the server script storage folder anymore, so let's delete that. We're gonna minimize server script storage. Now let's head to plane kit, plane, and here we're gonna go to other parts. So like we did with dragging the loader into server script storage, we're gonna either drag it, so I'm gonna believe this is easier for everyone since last time you could see my mouse. So we're gonna drag it into other parts, and voila, it's there. Now let's continue on with the next step. Alright, I'm now putting my beautiful PodIFEs in the aircraft. So this is my staff IFE, which I recommend that you put it in the entrance of the aircraft or near the FA jump seats, as it's where they'll access it. I'm going to say this again, the staff panel, as I'm recording this, has not been released yet. So it will be announced when it's released in PodTech announcements, which again, I'll have their Discord invite in the description below. And then here is our beautiful passenger IFE. Sadly, I do not have seats, so I'll just put it, floating next to this divider. Just now, you can duplicate the IFE as many times as you want. Just make sure you're doing it inside their folders. Make sure you're duplicating only this IFE custom click. I don't believe that you can duplicate the staff panel. So to duplicate it, you can right click and click duplicate, and you'll have it duplicated. Again, make sure it's in the IFE panels folder. And voila, we're done. So now we can test. But before you test, do not go here and click play or play here. You must join in game. If you test in Studio, it will not work. I don't know why. It's just, it used to be able to with older products, but ever since Roblox released some update, you're not able to anymore. So let's hop in game, and I'll see you there. Also, before we join in game, make sure you go to File and you click Publish. Do not click Save to Roblox or Save to Roblox As. Click Publish to Roblox, because if you don't publish your your changes won't show in game. So then now we can join in game and test. So here we are in our beautiful aircraft. This is the staff IFE, which again will not work. And here is our PodIFE. So I haven't clicked it yet, but if it does not click or work for you, make sure it is facing the right way. This is a mistake I did while setting up. I accidentally had the PodIFE facing the wrong direction. So when you click on the PodIFE and it doesn't work, make sure you click it from behind and see if that works, because that was my mistake I did. So I turned it around now and it's not working. So as you can see, it doesn't have any click detector, but it will work. As you see, I just clicked, and here's the amazing PodTech IFE. As you can see, we can select our language. This is going to tell you how to use the IFE, so you can click out of the screen to use it. So continue on. As you can see, we have our beautiful captain uniform. Here can our entertainment be found. And that's all for today's tutorial. I will not be going over the features of the PodIFE, but if you do want me to go over the features and how the PodIFE works and looks like, feel free to leave a comment below. I have one of my friends that has done a full review on the PodIFE, who set up the video for PodIFE for him, so I'll leave his video in the description if you want to see his review on the PodIFE. That's all for today, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!